Hello everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome to Wonder Friends. It is 11 o'clock and it is time for Wonder Friends. We had a crazy storm go through where I live in Ohio today, or last night, so it was really loud. I slept through it, but I remember it like I was dreaming. It was weird, but anyway guys, so welcome to Wonder Friends. As you start coming in, make sure you put your names in the comments so we can say hi to everybody. We are continuing along. This is episode 21. That is so cool. Things are getting better. I am working on like a little intro video song thing, so things are kind of going better, and I'm learning all this stuff, and it's really cool. And I just want to thank you guys all for stopping in and checking this all out. Just so you know, my name is Jason Tharp. I am the Chief Creative Dreamer at Wonderville Studios. Kids, what that means is I really kind of get paid to do whatever I want, make up stuff. It's a pretty cool gig. It was a thing that I loved to do more than anything when I was a kid, and now I've grown up and I get to do it, and it's really cool, and I am super excited to be doing it. And this Wonder Friends is what I hope to maybe help you guys, inspire you to do something maybe that you want to do and you don't know how to do it. And a lot of the things that we talk about on here are things that I have used myself. So as we start coming in, I want to just say hi to some friends here, let everybody know what's going on. I got Porter and Harper in the house. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Marley, how's it going? It's good to see you too. I slept through that crazy storm also. Like, I was dreaming that it was storming, but I realized this morning when I got up that it actually was storming, so it was kind of funny. Ava, how's it going? And Emily, hey, how are you going today? And Holly, good to see you again as well. So guys, as we start going in there, we're going to talk about, we've been talking about feelings today, and I wanted to talk about one today that is a little bit different, right? Scared, okay? And I'm going to bet when I say scared, there's always people always go to maybe like super scary things, right? But here's the thing about scared, and I have a question about it because I wonder about something. I wonder, like, scared, what does it look like to you? Because I think that sometimes scared probably looks like this, right? So maybe it's something, first off, it's important to know everybody gets scared. There's nothing wrong with you if you get scared. You're not a scaredy cat. There's no problem with you. You are 100% normal. Everybody gets scared. And I bet you right now there's some things that you can overhear on TV, or maybe you hear your parents talking about, or you hear other people talking about that sound really scary, right? And sometimes our scary can look like just like what we see here, right? It could make us feel like stiff, right? Kind of, we just freeze, right? And we could be scared. Maybe if you think about a time that you've been scared, have you ever noticed that you stop? I don't like standing on top of tall things. I'm afraid of heights. And when I get up there, my palms get sweaty and I freeze and I just don't want to move. And I freak out. That's what scared feels like to me sometimes. But there's also a different kind of scared. Have you ever seen this scared? Have you ever been in this part of scared where you're scared, but you know that thing you're afraid of or you're scared of, it makes you determined to do it anyway. It kind of makes you try, right? Kind of a little bit, if I'm being honest, what this Wonder Friends was for me. I was a little scared to do it at first because I wasn't really sure if I would be good at it. So instead of being scared and not doing and freezing, I used my scared for motivation and I tried it anyway, right? And that's what I think why scared is a good and bad feeling, right? It can have two different kinds of feelings. This book right here that I have, it's Peachy and Keen, book 3. Peachy is really, really afraid of something in the book, and she determines that part of being scared, instead of being afraid, that she was going to try it anyway, and she kind of finds out some cool lessons along the way in that, which is really cool. So have you ever felt that way before? Has scared ever made you freeze? and you don't know what to do? And has scared ever made you the exact opposite? You decided that instead of being scared, you were going to try it. And when you tried it, something really cool happened. That's what I think about scared. I think scared has two different kind of things about it. And I think that's what makes it kind of interesting. So, Ariel, how's it going today? Sylvia and Vivian in the house. How's it going? Macy, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping in. And the K kids are all in the house. We got all the Ks up in here. So, guys, that is the big part about these emotions things. Some of them can have two different ways. And even though sometimes right now things could be scary and things that you hear or over like people talking and things on TV and all that stuff is scary, there's nothing wrong with feeling that. It's 100% normal. There's nothing wrong with you if you've ever been scared of something. Maybe the storm last night scared you. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I get scared. It's completely normal. But you also can use scared as like a superpower. That instead of freezing, we can move forward. So that's kind of why scares two different ways. Remember, we're doing our giveaways each week. Super simple to enter. Just like the page, share the page, and put a picture of what you drew in the comments. That's all we got to do to enter into the contest each week. Parents, I need your help in sharing this page. Takes 2 seconds once this is over. Kids, if you're just listening with your headphones and your parents aren't listening with you, can you make sure that after you're done, say, hey, Mom, Dad, we need to share this and let other people know it? If you could do that for me, that's a huge help. I want to switch over here because today what we're going to do is we're going to draw what scared looks like in 2 ways in one picture and see if we can combine what scared looks like to us and also how scared can help us and see if we can figure that out in one drawing. So I'm going to switch over here. So as always, guys, we got to do our warm-up doodle. We got to get ourselves ready to draw. So shake them out, shake it out, get them limber. All right, do some push-ups, do some stretches. All right, let's get our markers ready. And remember what we're going to do first, more anything, is we're going to work on getting our creative mind rolling. And we're just going to make a shape like that. Now remember, don't look at what it is, look at what it can be, right? And I'm going to spin mine, and it landed like that today. Now when I look at this, you know what I see? I see a giant scribble, and I don't know what to turn into. But I bet you if I take a second and I look at what it can be, I can find something in there, and I do see something. So check this out. If I go like this on mine, and you do the same thing on yours. Yours is going to look completely different than mine. Remember, all we're doing is we're just working on getting our creativity going again. And I'm going to just draw 2 shapes in here. Can you start to see something in my drawing? What about your drawing? Are you starting to see something in yours? And if I just draw some like little teeth shapes in here, and I draw this, check out what starts to happen. Because we can start to see something comes out of this, right? How's yours going? Are you starting to see something in yours that makes some sort of something created out of this thing? I bet you can. I bet you if you keep at it, you'll see that you can turn anything into something, right? Remember, all we are doing is we are just making something. There are absolutely no rules to this at all. You could just keep making scribbles if you want. It doesn't matter. All we're trying to do is just get our brain to wake up to doing something creative. That's it. And check that out. Out of that little scribble came this, right? So, did you see something in your scribble that would maybe something you didn't think you could see? I bet you did. Love to see that in the comments. So pat yourself in the back break. You made it happen. You created something from nothing. You looked at something for what it could be, not for what it is, and that is pretty cool. So, scared. Let's talk about it for 2 seconds. Scared. S-C-A-R-E-D. scared. In our face, our body, and our mind. Okay. How's our face look when we're scared? I think that our face could be, it's not really sad, right? It's more like your mouth is open a little bit, like you're kind of in shock, right? That could be what it looks like. And I think that maybe your eyebrows, you wouldn't have like happy eyebrows, right? You'd have a little bit of like a worry look on your face, right? So this is what scared looks like. Maybe to you. What does it look like to you? Maybe it's a little different. But I think when I think of scared, I think of something like this. Now, your body. How does your body look when scared happens? Are you jumping around? Are you wiggly? Or are you real stiff? I think that probably the answer would be, to me, is you are real straight up and down. Just real stiff. And you got this like, oh, like shock look, right? Like, oh no, and you're real stiff and you freeze. If you're like me, that's what I do. When I'm scared, I freeze, right? And in your brain, in your mind, how does it feel? Are you having good feelings? Or are you having confusion? Or do you think that really what it is your brain is freezing up? I think for me, my brain freezes up. I think that my brain, when I'm really scared, just stops and I don't know what to do. And a lot of times I'll just get confused and I'll freeze, right? Just like I'm frozen in place. You ever played that game like where I said 1, 2, 3, freeze? Let's do it right now. Ready? Wiggle your hands. 1, 2, 3, freeze. Stop. Right? Same sort of thing, I think, for me happens in my brain when I get really scared, is I feel like my brain freezes and I have to take a minute to think about what to do next. So this are the things that when we're drawing what scared looks like that we need to think about, right? And as we're going through the drawing process of it, I want us to start thinking about as well when we think about what scared means to us. And I think that we can probably start with our paper horizontal like this, I think is a great way to do it. And we're just going to draw, let's see, let's make a shape that's like this. That one side is like that. So it's like almost like a backwards S. And then let's make another shape that's the exact opposite, right? This is when we're trying to mirror two things like this. This is called symmetry. It sounds like a big word, but what we're doing is we're trying to make the same thing on one side and the same thing on the other side, so it matches, okay? This is also mirrored, but symmetry is the big word for it. You don't need to know that word. I just like to try to maybe help you learn some new stuff, right? So this is what we're doing here. We're making two places that are close to each other. I want you just to put some zigzags in between her and try to connect them, right? Kind of like it's a funky hairdo. That's all we're going to do there. And when we stopped here, I just want you to draw just a shape like that to give it some sort of body, all right? Now, I think that this one, we're going to give it a peg leg. So what we're going to do is just a tiny little leg, like a little bump right here, and just draw two things down and connect it. So, and then we're just going to put some dots on it to kind of make it look like wood. Or your peg leg could be different. Mine kind of looks like a cork. Maybe he's got a cork peg leg. That could be kind of fun too. And then for the legs, we're just going to draw two lines down, right? Like two number 11s. And let's put some hot dogs on it. So one hot dog and two hot dogs, all right? And you could put some like funky nails on it if you want. However you want to do it. Totally up to you. Just an easy way to draw a foot in there. Let's give it a tail. So let's make a tail that kind of goes like this, all right? Now, remember, we're talking froze, right, on scared. So what we can do is we can have our arm come up like this. So one here and one here, just like that, okay? And then we're going to do one there and one there on the other side, just like that. Now, we have our hands. Hot dogs. Make them just like so. Hot dog shapes. Just like that, right? And it's a hands on the cheeks, right? Froze, scared, right? All that stuff like that. That's how we're going to do this. We could put like a little something on the belly. I'm going to put my initial there just so, I don't know, just so, right? So as we're doing this stuff, start thinking about some sort of time when you were scared, all right? Now let's put some eyeballs on here somewhere, right? Now remember, we talked about our eyebrows. They aren't going to be up and like we are when we're super happy. Our eyebrows are going to have like a little bit of a worried look. So remember how we always draw our eyebrows with these rectangles? This time what we're going to do is we're going to bend that rectangle a little, right? So we're going to bend it up just like this. So it gets bent a little, right? So we come down, draw our lines up, and a parallel line beside it, and fill those in, right? And then our face, we talked about, our face is like an open frown, right? It's this idea of it comes around like a beam, like an upside down beam, right? So we can use this hand. See how our hands are there, and we can stop it, and then we can continue around the other side, just like that. And if we want, we could put some little teeth in here. And if we put a tongue in here, I'm going to show you a little trick with the tongue. So let's say that there's a tongue in between here. We do one bump like this and another bump right beside it. Okay? And now let's fill in all of that space. Now remember, if I'm going too fast, you could always go back and rewind this after we're done here, and it'll be there for you to go back and try again. If I color this all in, check it out. Now we have a little bit of a worry face, right? And you can always go back in once you get it colored with your marker and clean up any edges, make it look a little different. Let me just show you real quick here where that tongue is. See that? Boom. Little tongue thing. We can put some like circles for freckles on its cheek. These are all just little details that gives us some extra things to color in, all right? Now I'm gonna call this guy, I'm gonna name him like Sammy. S-A-M-M-I-E. Sammy the Scared. That's his name. His name is Sammy the Scared. Now, here is where I want us to think about something for a second. I was scared. When? Okay. Now, I want you to think about, as we're finishing this up, I want you to think about a time that you were scared. I was scared when I started this. When I started Wonder Friends, I'm just going to put WF on here, right? I was also scared when I started writing books. When I started writing, I was really scared because I didn't know if I would be good at it. I was scared when I started drawing because I wanted it to be good and I wanted people to like it, right? Now, as we're writing these here, and we're writing different times that we were scared, I want you to think about how you act in that, the things that you do. But then I also want you to think about another time, that something that you were scared of that actually turned out to be a good thing, okay? So for me, it was definitely Wonder Friends, right? I was really scared of doing this. But it turned out really good. And when it's one of those ones that turned out really good for you, I want you to put a little star beside it. And this is nothing more just for you to know of what that felt like. Now when you think about when you felt scared like that and you did it, what was it that you felt like afterwards? Did you go from feeling stiff and like frozen? And when you took action and you started to it, did it change the way that you feel? Think about that for a second. Did all of a sudden you go from being scared and stiff to all of a sudden you started thinking, oh, I can do hard things. That's pretty cool, right? And if you did that, give yourself a little bit of a pat, right? You earned that because doing scary things is really hard to do. But sometimes the coolest things come out of being scared too. So I want you to write down things that you were scared of, and then times where something scary actually turned out something good. And when it's something good, put a little star beside it so you can remind yourself that you can do scary things, and you actually are tough and strong and really powerful person. So Let me switch back onto the other one. And we're going to finish coloring this in. I want you guys to finish coloring in your scaredy, whatever you named it. I want to hear what you named your character, all that stuff like that. And I'll finish coloring mine and post it up. So pretty interesting, right? Kind of interesting that you can use scared as actually a way to be strong, right? And that brings up my wonder word of the day. And my wonder word of the day is strength, right? Because right now, there are a lot of things that we can be scared of, without a doubt. There are a lot of things that can scare us, that we don't know what the end result is. We don't know when all this is going to be over, and it can be really scary, right? But here's the other cool part, is sometimes a lot of really cool stuff comes out of getting scared. Like, I'm going to use myself for an example. Like, this came out of me being scared, right? I didn't know what to do, so I thought, I'm going to start Wonder Friends and see what this is. Really cool stuff has come out of that, right? That doesn't mean that I don't feel scared, because you still feel scared. It's completely normal, but sometimes it's the actions that we take around scared that really change everything. And that comes from having strength, right? You guys are way stronger than you realize. You can do so many hard things that you may not think that you can do, but I bet if you take a second and think about a time that you were scared and you did something really hard, you will realize that you are really awesome. So let me say some hi to some friends here. There's some new ones in there. We have Elena up there and Mason. How's it going? Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are having a good time doing this stuff. Now remember, I need you to share this. Kids, after you get off here, tell your parents, hey, I got to share this. I got to tell my friends about it. Can you guys share this on Facebook? Do me that favor. Make sure you go on my website and you get all these PDFs and you download them. It's wondervillestudios.com. Those PDFs are there for you guys to do it. Our wonder work of the day to enter into the contest. Remember, you got to like the page, post in the comments, and just share this, right? I want you guys to finish your scared drawing. That's it. I just want you to finish it. Put in all the stuff that you maybe were scared of, right? That you were afraid of, and put those down. I want you to put then all the things that you were scared of and something good came out, and put a star by those. And while you're doing it, think about all of that stuff, okay? If you ever have fish, yes, I do. Yes, I do have, Ava, I do have fish. They are right beside me here in the tank. That's why you hear the water running. So yes, you were afraid to swim the first lap, but ended up loving it. See, that is a perfect example of when you were afraid. So Ava is saying that sometimes that when she went swimming the first time that she was afraid to swim. And she tried it. And when she tried it, she realized that it wasn't as scary and she ended up loving it. That is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, how scared can turn into something pretty amazing. So if you guys are looking for more drawing stuff, make sure you go over to YouTube and you check out Wonderville Studios. I have a ton of that stuff up there. There are all kinds of books up there, also are available on Amazon. You guys can check out. We are going to be doing, so I don't know if you guys know this, but on April 9th, starting tomorrow, it's like Unicorn Awareness Week. It's celebrating unicorns, all that stuff like that. I have an announcement that'll start tomorrow, but I'll give you guys, since you're here, a sneak peek. We are going to team up with my publisher Macmillan, and we are giving away a bunch of the It's Okay to Be Unicorn. So there'll be a little bit of a contest thing about that. So a bunch of the book. Let me see if I still have this on here. I don't have it on here anymore, but you guys know the book, right? It's Okay to Be Unicorn. We're giving away 15 copies of it with Macmillan. So there'll be all sorts of info about how you can enter into that contest, all that stuff like that. So guys, speaking of unicorns, taking your power of being scared and turning it on its head into a strength is what makes you amazing. You are so powerful. You are so strong. You don't even realize it sometimes. Sometimes scared can just start and we just do it and amazing things happen. So just remember, the key to happiness, though, is embracing your unicorniness. Even though we can't go out every day, we can still sprinkle our magic on somebody else's day by just leaving a note out for the mailman, putting some cool thing on the chalk outside, maybe dropping a note off by somebody's door, or just waving at people walking by. Go outside, enjoy the day today, be the unicorn, and I will see you tomorrow at 11. See ya!